How does it feel to be facing us again?
Yes. I thought I had a reprieve, but now I got to look at you guys. Jeez. I'll get through it though. I'm going to battle through it.
How's Coach Brown?
I haven't seen him yet, and it's just feels so badly. He had talked before the game, way before the game. He said he's really feeling poorly with vertigo, which I kind of know what it is now, but maybe everyone does. You feel dizzy, and then during the game in the first half, I was watching him pretty close, and he was getting up and down. I kept telling him just sit down, but he's a little stubborn once in a while, and then literally when we were coming back onto the court, he was walking on to the court through the tunnel and said, "Hey, I think I just got to sit down." And so, actually I didn't know whether he would be able to come back or not, but I hope he's okay. I think it was probably a wise decision on his part, so I'll see him here in a bit.
Were you concerned at all about a letdown after the emotional win against Cincinnati
Yes.
tonight? How did you guard against that?
Just sometimes you just talk about it and you hope everybody's listening. Coach had talked about it a number of times, and including right before we went out again, but sometimes it doesn't stick and sometimes it does. But honestly, I don't know. I think we had a little bit of a letdown in some ways. What we did is we came out and made a lot of shots to open the game, and that always makes it look like you're really ready to play and you're playing well. And when the ball's going in, everything just feels good. But we honestly at halftime did not feel like we had guarded all that well. We thought we'd gotten lucky. We thought they got the ball to the paint far too many times, and we just had missed some shots that they normally will hit, and it kind of proved to be true. We didn't play very well on the defensive end the whole night, and I'm not trying to be a downer, but I'm just trying to be honest. When someone comes on your floor and shoots 54% second half, you're going to have it tough. Luckily, we had a good offensive game for the most part, and were able to score points, but we fouled too much. They went to the line more than we did, and we allowed them to get a lot of easy shots. Even didn't get picked up sometimes in transition. Just simple stuff. So I don't know that we were really as sharp as we would have hoped, or that we're going to need to be when we go on the road this week for sure.
Well, Tim, you did take control of the 15-0 run early on, but the end of that run was 3 threes in a matter of a minute, including the one that started as an alley-oop became a three-pointer. When that happens, you kind of know that things are going to go.
Yeah, we practice the alley-oop three-pointer. We want to make it look like it's a pass, but it's actually a shot. Then they don't guard it as well. That's what. No, I don't know if we were talking. I don't know if I've ever seen that. I'm sure I have, but I don't remember. But you're right. When the ball's going in, things like that happen, and we were fortunate. But and there were a lot of good things, and some guys played very well. But it's just kind of sticking in my mind that the feeling I had in the second half is we're not on top of the defensive end and we're fouling way too much. And thankfully, we finally kind of grabbed a hold of it the last, 7 minutes and started to get a little bit of flow offensively and got some easy baskets and took care of the ball better and took better shots and those kind of things. The things that win over time, shooting does not win over time. Shooting's going to come and go, but the other things you got to count on them. It's kind of what we built our program on, and maybe not as sharp, but not bad, not a poor night in any way. Every win's a good win.
Tim, can you talk a little bit about the rebounding ability of this team and kind of what that means about their work ethic? And you get 10 from Jerry Foster.
Yes, and need to say that Jere, anybody that gets 10 rebounds, I don't care who you are, it's a good night. And he's a 6'5" freshman that played 22 minutes and he gets 10 boards. Terrific, and it was a big part. I thought of our game. The fact that he chased down 4 extra offensive rebounds, those kind of things are invaluable. But this team has been outstanding rebounding the ball all year, and I think it speaks. You can say some of it's athletic ability, some of it is, but everybody you play for the most part these days is very athletic. So to me, rebounding is really just kind of tells about your heart and your competitiveness and your toughness, and this team has a lot of it. A lot of guys that'll go get rebounds. Obviously, Jordan has been sensational all year rebounding the ball, but as a group, we have thrown some numbers up that are just really outstanding, and I acquainted for that. It's want to, and our guys want to, and it's one of the biggest statistics in basketball.
Tim, what does it say about this team? Be halfway through the season with all that you've been through, had to go through the emotions of the probation, shorthanded, and be undefeated at this point.
It's a little bit surreal in a lot of ways because we have all the players, most of all, but we've all been through so much, you know, and you could call it adversity or incredible distractions or excuses that we could make. We've somehow just each and every night to be what is this, January 10th? Is that where we are? January 10th, and still the streak goes, and we're not talking about it. We hope that, you know, we just can stay very narrow focused, but it does. I think it has to do with the rebounding. You know, the fact that we really rebound shows that there's a real competitive fire in this group, and I don't think you could be 15-0 if you didn't have that, and it's what makes these guys a lot of fun. It makes me respect them a great deal that they've overcome all that they have, and they're still doing what we said the first day. The only way we can turn this negative into a positive is to do something crazy special, and obviously they are really trying to do that.
You face the tallest player in the league tonight in Taco Fall, and maybe the heaviest player in Justin McBride. How do you prepare for that? Is there anything you can do to simulate that in practice?
No, in a word, no. I tell you what, it's really tough, and thankfully we had played against a 7'6" player before a couple of years ago when we played Irvine, and so we at least kind of had a feel. But they do some really well thought out things with him. They play an extended zone defense and they put him at the basket. And, you know, basically when you watch film, he eliminates 8 to 10 feet worth of shots. I mean, think about that. If you could just wipe off 8 feet every single time somebody comes down, it's pretty good. And so he's a big problem. And McBride is just really a very talented offensive player. I mean, his hands and his feel, and he's so darn big that even if you have position, sometimes he can whip you. And honestly, in the second half, early on, obviously they were just deciding they're going to go to him. And, you know, I know my mind was spinning thinking, hey, that we've got to find a way to counterbalance this a little bit. We tried to trap a little bit. It wasn't all that great. We definitely wanted to try to front, and we did better at that. But hard to, I mean, it's those two guys now. That's a real problem, and it's you know, it's going to stick around for a while. We got to play him again.
Ben Moore finished with 23 points, a career high. Can you speak about his maturation as a player this year?
Yes, he Ben is a guy that it's always great to see him have a great statistical night because then everybody recognizes his talent. But from a coach's standpoint, even when a guy doesn't have a great statistical night, you look at guys, what they do for all the little things that help you win. And he helps you win each and every night, even when he's not scoring a lot or maybe not a lot of rebounds. He's a guy that's hard to take out of the game, honestly. He's really aware. He does so many darn things well. He can guard multiple positions. He understands what's going on. He's great defensively, position-wise. He's an outstanding player, and it's just great to see him do those kinds of things offensively. Hope we have more nights like that from him.
Tim, this may be a tough question to answer, but does Larry need medical assistance, or is he just resting?
I don't know. I'm the wrong guy to ask that because I couldn't even really explain to you what vertigo is. But I don't think so. I think it's something that kind of comes and goes, and I think with antibiotics treating it, because you can probably hear I've got some stuff. I think that affects it from what have been told. If you have congestion and sinus issues. I think it has something to do with, making that worse. But I don't think so. My guess is and my hope is that he'll be back to normal soon.
Marcus Kennedy had 2 points tonight, and I think 2 against Cincinnati, and he fouled out tonight. And Coach Brown said before Cincinnati he retweaked his ankle, I guess, in practice. How limited is he? How much are you holding him out of practice?
It's coming now. For a long time, he was just out of practice, and so I really feel for him because you can't just walk onto a college court and just play really well. You got to be in great shape. You've got to kind of have your rhythm and your feel and all those kinds of things. And ever since he got hurt, he's been not playing a heck of a lot more than he has been playing. And he's been athletically way behind what he normally is. Now he's gaining on it, and he's also gaining in practice and getting more and more reps. And I think we'll see the old Marcus one of these days. I hope it's very soon. But I know for him, think about it, his senior year, how frustrating it is to be playing minimal practice reps and then trying to get in the game and perform at the high level that he's used to. So he is practicing a little bit more. I think it's getting better, but it's not all the way, and nor is his, he's not right back to that same form and feel that he normally has.
Thank you. One more?
I was just going to say, was there any discussion either today or before Cincinnati of sitting him out entirely?
No, no. Hadn't even thought about that, I don't think, because, our numbers, obviously if he was really hurt and our doctors and trainers felt like he shouldn't play, we would always hold him out, but that's not the case. It's a sprain, and a lot of guys are playing across the country with, as they heal up and not full speed. I tell you, by February, nobody's full speed, hardly in college basketball. Everybody's dinged up somewhat. But, he is on the way up. He's on the mend, and hopefully he'll get all his bounce back really quickly.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks.